Hello, everyone.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening.
Yes. Welcome to another episode. We're glad to have you again at the Joseph Podcast.
Here we are. All right, so today's podcast, we would like to just give a few tips on what we feel marriage is.
What the things you will experience in marriage, or the things you won't know that marriage will do to you.
Yes, that's actually the things you won't realize that marriage will do to you.
Yes.
You know, whenever people are thinking marriage, I know one of the pictures that plays in their head is that we are going to finally stay together alone, in peace, in love, every day. As for my wife, she'll be bringing food to me on the bed. As for the husband, he will kiss me every morning and write me or read me a poem, and then you always give me money. We live in a big mansion and in peace and love forever and ever.
Yes, it's possible, though.
Well, the truth is that someone once told us when we just got married that the first 3 to 5 years of marriage is your years of building.
Yes.
Yes, and then these are some of the things that we've seen that will always happen within these years, and that breaks the idea of what we think we'll see in marriage. So here are some of those things.
Yes, and the first thing is that marriage will humble you. Yes, marriage will humble you because you will go into marriage and you will find out that things are not how I expected it to be. Every day will not all be rosy in marriage. Yes, there are days where you will find out that, okay, I won't have it my way. Okay, I have to keep quiet. Okay, I have to let this slide. Okay, let him just have it his way, or let her just have it her way. You will always find a middle ground in marriage. You have to realize that consciously you have to find a middle ground, a point where, okay, this has to settle here, just to sacrifice for the sake of marriage and for the peace of marriage. So yes, marriage will humble you.
All right, so some other thing again I want us to get is the part of patience.
Yes.
Yeah, you require patience a lot for many of the things that you see in marriage, because when you just got married, many times when we just get married, we fail to comprehend that the way we got married as individuals many times will not always be the way things will be in marriage. A lot of things many times changes. A lot of things change. A lot of things are being brought to the light. Marriage many times, they say love is blind, but marriage actually has this very bright spotlight on it. It shines light on a lot of things. So those things you probably never noticed while you guys were still doing courtship. Yes, you probably never realized that this guy will like when you finish bathing, don't leave soap on the wall. You probably never realized.
Physically, don't leave soap on the wall.
You probably never realized that probably when you talk, this also person likes this form of respect in a way. You probably don't realize that he likes his bed being done like this, or you understand. There are certain things you probably never realize. You probably never realize that probably maybe he does not really wash his plates, or he does not pack his stuff, or he's never really arranged. Probably maybe he always scatters his wardrobe every single time he goes there to pick up his things, and you're complaining like, why is this guy always like, or why does he always take things too far? Again,
yes,
patience is one thing you should realize. If not, you can literally wake up one morning and say,
I'm not doing it again.
So patience is actually
the funny thing is that while you were growing up with your siblings, you learned patience with them. So coming into marriage and learning it all new again can be stressful, which takes me to this next point, that marriage will stretch you. Yes, marriage will stretch you. In marriage, you will learn how to build capacity and adapt to the new things, and you have to learn how to do that fast. If not, it can create a dent or a large gap. So in marriage, you will learn flexibility. In marriage, you are coming into another kind of world for yourself that that is different. So in marriage situations like kids, having or making new or bigger financial decisions can be cumbersome. So you will learn how to be flexible in adapting to new situations. So yes, marriage will stretch you, marriage will make you flexible in some things, and the beautiful thing is that in its own is actually growth. So yes, another thing is that marriage will stretch you.
When you come into marriage, sometimes you need to know that capacity is actually important.
Yes.
Capacity is important. Where you might not realize when you just get married, and talking about that flexibility portion right now, that's the period I want to talk about. When you just get married, it's just you and probably your partner, either you and your husband, or you and your wife, that just there. And because it's just both of you, there's some certain things that is being done and only two of you feel it. For example, as at that moment, you can have every form of conversation. You can literally walk around the house the way you want to walk around the house. And in quotes, for many people that had this dream, you can have your sex multiple times everywhere you want to have it. But then there's a different scenario that now plays out when kids now show. And at that moment, if you're not flexible, you start having issues.
Yes.
Because you start thinking this person does not really care about me again.
Or you pattern it to the kids are now being an issue.
You now say the kids are now becoming an issue, not realizing that there's a flexibility pattern that changed.
Or let's
just say the economical change now in the country just becomes the way it's rising every single day. And now financial burdens now increase, and because of those financial burdens, probably maybe your partner, your husband in quotes, now needed to pick up more jobs. And taking up more jobs now require that they are not always fully around, and even when they come back, they stress. Now things like that now requires a form of stretching emotions. Marriage is not all aesthetics and all rosy. Marriage is actually not aesthetics and all rosy every day. Yes, because when you guys just get married, it's one way for you guys to consistently be making calls, midnight calls, do all of those things, write poems, send text messages, and all. But then, you assume that every day will all just be sweet loving and best, but it's not always like that, because there are seasons where the person you in quotes got married to will piss the hell out of you. Yes.
Are you like, it cannot be this person that got married to that is doing this to
one truth many people don't always tell themselves is that you think you stop having crushes on people in quotes when you get married. Let me be realistic with you. There's every tendency you always meet somebody that is better.
No, not better.
That seems better. Yes, that's the word. That seems better than the person you actually in marriage with. Now, you can see someone that speaks more or better than your partner. You can see somebody that is finer than your partner. You can see somebody that probably dresses more or smell better than your partner. But let me tell you one reality. In the concept of you not understanding that marriage is not always aesthetics and rosy, means that you should learn that every single day there are different forms of work. Love is not the hardest part of marriage.
At all. That's the easiest part in marriage.
The easiest part in marriage is necessarily just loving your partner, because there are a lot of things you probably need to learn. Sincerely, we understand that marriage is not going to always be rosy every single day. So because it's not going to be rosy every single day, there are some certain times you need to learn some certain character traits.
True.
For example, there are days when you are tired, but then you still have to learn to be kind.
Like you are so stressed for the day, and you come back and maybe your husband is like, you did not do this thing, and you be like, I did every other thing, just one thing I did not do. And you still have to learn to be kind and respond in love.
There was a certain time where I and my wife went out for a meeting, and we're both in the meeting till late in the night. Late at night, we were both at that meeting, and then coming back home, she was supposed to cook that day, and since she was supposed to cook, I also knew she was supposed to cook. Now something happened because I was also very tired. That's a meeting, and because I was already tired, I knew if I am this tired, the Bible says something. It said in First Peter, he said, treat your wives as in understanding as they were a weaker vessel. Take note of that word. Now, because of that understanding, I knew that if I'm this tired, there's every certain thing my wife will be as tired as this. In fact, more tired than this. And then because I understood that, I came back home. And when I came back home, I just suggested to her, I said, you can't cook this night.
Yes.
Even though at some point she, in her own kindness, taking she was tired but wanted to still be kind, she still wanted to cook. But I told her, I said, you can't cook. Because that was actually me too being tired and still trying to be kind too.
Yes.
You can't cook now. Let's find something simple and just eat and let's just sleep. Understand?
Yes.
And it was good because the emotions that day in the house were balanced. Everybody was excited, nobody was angry. But imagine I start becoming, okay, babe, oh, like what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? And I just go into the room and I just sit down and cross my leg, and then I have to leave her to go and start cooking. After she finishes cooking and she comes back the next day, and I'll come and I'll start trying to be all mushy with her. Definitely, I start seeing some character or some anger issues coming out.
Body language.
I would know some body language or some attitude that come up. I would not sincerely have anything to fight it with. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that's the idea of being kind, and sometimes even in tiredness, you learn it. Another thing again is that you learn how to be respectful when you are angry.
Yes.
Very, very respectful. Now,
that's tricky, but you have to learn it.
Are there situations in marriage where you will be excessively angry at your partner? Yes, there are many times, because people will always be people. Let us realize that people will always be people. But then the fact that you are married requires that you learn respect. You learn how to respect your partner even in the midst of anger. So even while you are venting that issue that they did, you learn to speak from the place of, I don't hate you because you are not my enemy. I have a problem, yes, I have a problem with you, but you are not the enemy. Yes. So let's just trash out this matter and trash it out well. Even though you offended me and you did something wrong, let us talk about it well. You are not the enemy.
Another thing is what he said, you have to learn how to talk things out and not aim at proving points. Yes, even when you're angry and maybe you're overwhelmed by the day, learn to talk things out and do not prove points. It's actually good, and it's one skill you will need to learn in marriage. Yes.
No, I'm serious.
You always learn how to talk things out and try not to prove a point, because sometimes when you want to try to prove a point, it's a marriage, you will learn that even this point I'm trying to prove can kill intimacy, can kill the peace in the home, even for that period of time which the enemy can use to strike, because the edge has been broken. You will need to learn how to calm yourself down and say, okay, I need to just talk this out. You're pissed, you're angry at something, at the way he spoke to you, or at the decision he took, or something. Calm down, talk things out. Do not try to prove a point, just to maintain the peace of the home at that period. Yes.
Don't win a battle and
lose the war. Yes.
Don't win a battle and lose the war. There are some times where, preferably, if you feel you need to keep quiet, for peace to reign, just keep quiet. If there are some times where you need to probably take a walk, if there are some times where you need to just do something, if there are some times where you need to say sorry for the matter to die faster, please do. But you need to learn that part. Please, you should also understand that seasons will actually come where you can feel very close to your partner, and there are seasons where you feel very, very distant. What you do in seasons like that actually matters. There are periods where, because take note, even your partner in marriage is still studying themselves in marriage. This one is a very salient point. Your partner in marriage is studying, because I don't believe, unless the person has gotten married before, there are sometimes I will have a conversation with my wife, and then while we're talking, I make statements like, I have not been married before. So, because I've not been married before, don't expect me to know that, to know how to deal with this matter fully. Do you get? Because in marriage, many experiences, you learn them either from other people's experiences, through books, through messages, through the word of God, and then through the Holy Spirit in you. So that's why I said, unless you've been married before. See, it gets sweeter when you guys learn together.
Yes, that's
Let me state it very clearly. I realized this one very, very early. There are many times I go for seminars concerning some certain things, and if my wife doesn't hear it, I come back home and I give her a feeling on everything I learned.
Full gist.
There is a time where I go and I read a book, and when I'm done reading the book, I carry that book and I pass it down to my wife immediately. Why? Because when you guys are learning together and the knowledge is actually put together, I promise you it's always sweeter because the understanding becomes easier. Do you get? So seasons actually come when you feel you are very close to your partner, and then there are seasons where many times you don't sincerely feel close. At that moment, it's not a time to feel like they hate you. It's a time to seek understanding, communicate more, call that person. Hi, is something going on? If it's based on work that is creating an issue, then talk it out. What's happening at work? Try to understand them. What's happening at work? What pressure is coming on you? What pressure is coming on you? How can I be of help? How can I reduce this tension? So that you don't always feel like, I have given him food now, but he's still angry. We've had sex, but he's still angry. I gave him his space, he's still angry. Sometimes those things you think are helpful sometimes might actually be what is even annoying the partner.
True. 100%.
So again, because people change and all of these things happen. So always seek to communicate and understand. It will make it sweeter. Marriage is many times not sustained by feeling.
No.
Marriage is not sustained by feeling.
Yeah.
So you don't just work on, okay, this is the way I feel you should go to. Sometimes it's clearly by understanding. Understanding is more logical than emotional. It's more logical than emotional, basically.
And marriage, you will learn to be intentional about choosing each other again and again and again. In marriage, you will relearn, you will relearn. But in all, you will decide to always be with each other. You will always decide to choose each other again and again against all odds, because that's what marriage is about. Two persons that are choosing each other again and again.
All right, thank you for joining us so far up until now. We are grateful. If you have joined us till now, we are very, very grateful. Please, if you've not subscribed to our channel and probably you're just watching through our link, please do also subscribe so that you can get more videos like these, notifications about videos like this, and also do well to comment and share. Let other persons see what is happening here. We are very excited, and once again, from the Joseph podcast and the Joseph family, we want to say thank you and have a pleasant weekend. Bye. We love you.
Bye.